Hey guys, my group and I are going to be talking about the interventions for water sanitation and hygiene for Bolivia. I'll be talking about the lanterns. Hannah will be talking about the wells. Monica will be talking about the funding, and then Justin will be talking about the education. So, the lantern that is the best out of all the lanterns is the ventilated improved pit lantern. There are three main parts of the lantern, which are the superstructure, slab, and pit. The superstructure that is also called the above ground part would normally consist of a roof and a frame and walls. The roof will give people privacy and protection from the sun, wind, and the rain. The frame is used to support the roof and the walls. The wall also gives people privacy and protection. The conditions of superstructure is the air circulation, less weather-related issues, and people can access it at night. Use of local materials and hand-washing facilities are provided. The slab that is also called on the ground part will be used to cover the pit. Also, after water drying will be used to cover the pit to take away the smell and not bring in flies. The conditions of having the slab part is that there will be a lid on the hole that won't let any bugs in. The slab is for the safety and avoid nasty odor coming from the pit. Effortless to maintain, use of local materials, air system, long-lasting design with a manhole. The pit that is also known and called the underground part is an underground hole that could be different shapes such as square, round, or rectangular. However, the round pit isn't the best. The conditions are groundwater table, type of soil, structure type, distance and a slope from our water source, and population density, useful life, and use of local materials. The best superstructure to use is a wooden frame, half in a brick wall and half a mat wall, and zinc asbestos roof. The advantages of using these items is that it will last a long time, convenient in isolation and safety, especially for women and girls. Easy and quicker to build when people have some skills. The disadvantages are that it requires some repairs, and it's pricey, and the zinc material will rust when water goes onto it. However, these materials are supposed to last a very long time. The best slab to use is the concrete office slab. The advantages are that it is not difficult to build, it's not pricey, it's easy to clean, lasts a very long time, and is safe. The only disadvantage is that it needs to have a wider area, which is fine because the pit needs to be around. The best pit to use is the brick-lined pit. The advantages are avoiding the pit from falling, can last for many years, applicable for all the types of soils and groundwater table. The disadvantages are that it is costly, it's time-consuming, and it needs skilled labor to put it together. The benefits of having this lantern is that it's a greater dignity and privacy, cleaner environment, reduced smell and improved sanitation hygiene, improved safety, and it breaks the transmission cycle of the sanitation-related diseases.
The part of our interventions that I am focusing on is the use of wells. Access to clean drinking water can make such a difference in the health and hygiene of a person. In the rural areas of Bolivia, clean water can be a hard thing to come by. We think we can fix that by digging strategically placed wells. We debated between hand-dug wells and drilled wells and decided that hand-dug wells would serve the purpose of our mission and be better for the area we are focusing on. Water from the ground has many advantages for rural people in developing countries. It is usually free from the bacterial contamination associated with surface water in regions where sanitation facilities are not common. Wells are dug by using a tripod and hoisting bucket to dig through the clay surface layers to water-bearing formations. A hand-dug well, although more expensive and difficult to construct than a drilled well, has a number of advantages. If the hand pump fails and cannot be repaired, an access hatch in the concrete cover slab can be used to draw water with a bucket. If the water table drops, it is usually possible to deepen the well, whereas this is often not possible with a drilled well. A hand-dug well provides greater storage capacity and hence can utilize low permeability soils and a greater draw-off during the day. And this information was found in the article Hand-Dug Wells for Villages in Uganda by John LaRoche. We believe a well like this would be better for rural Bolivia because the maintenance would be easier and would not require heavy machinery to fix. Some costs that I found, comparing how much money it would take to build a drilled well versus a hand-dug well, were surprisingly cheap to me. Granted, these figures were used from costs in Liberia, the general idea is the same. It would cost about $150 to build 12 drilled wells and about $220 to build 12 hand-dug wells. The biggest price difference comes from labor. A percussion drilled well would take about 2 days to dig, and a hand-dug well would take almost 5. Though a little more expensive, the ability to have access to clean water and be able to maintain the well with little training is priceless.
My name is Justin Connor, and I'm speaking to you today on the subject of education and how we are going to implement an education program alongside our humanitarian effort in Bolivia. We believe it is important that the members of the community have this information provided to them because they then have the knowledge readily available to better not only their lives but of those around them. By teaching local key community leaders the importance of clean water and sanitation, they will be able to return to their families and teach them what they have learned. If you give a man a fishing rod and walk away, he will not understand what he is to do with it. But if you take the time to teach the man how to use the fishing rod, he in turn will be able to return to his family and friends and teach them what he has learned. Overall, we will be teaching a voluntary class to community leaders and members by providing them with the knowledge they need to understand water sanitation, conservation, hygiene, and maintenance of the wells. They will be able to build up their community by doing all these things. Often examples are the most effective method of teaching, and using them in our program will help spread understanding. I believe it to be very important to have visuals, showing these individuals the types of toilets we will be installing and how to maintain their cleanliness will not only be interactive, but educating as well. Drawing out visuals to show them just how we will be bringing water into their homes via the wells will help them in understanding how it works and how they can work to maintain the wells after we have left. In turn, these community leaders are then able to return to their homes and teach their families and friends what they have learned.
Hi, it's Monica Harrison from the International Health class. I'm coming to you today to share with you our efforts in raising money for the water and sanitation efforts in Bolivia. We have worked so hard with various organizations and have found that there were two efforts that really helped us to gain money and perspective for more money for the water and sanitation project that we've been working on. The first one is Deposit a Gift. It is an online international website that we have created in efforts to get those that we know, those we don't know, people that may be an interest of helping us gain revenue to help get the pipelines, the wells dug, and the latrines in our area of Bolivia. With doing that, the wonderful thing about this project is we are able to get it out there in the social media through Facebook, Twitter, even as well as the advertising agencies, local and around the world, as well as the media on press and TV. It's simple as going on and finding our organization, clicking onto it, and donating anywhere from 25 cents to millions of dollars. It is a wonderful way for us to be able to also sell raffle tickets for any things that we would like to do as far as adding breakfasts, lunches, garage sales, any of that we are looking actively to gain more money with. And by selling raffle tickets, like with bake sales and that kind of stuff, who wouldn't want to join that for $1 or 5 tickets for $10, what have you. It's a wonderful way for us to reach out even more for those people. The next one that we have come across is, and are working diligently with, is the Rotary Club, the District 5330. They have been more than willing to help us raise funds to get more piping and latrines and wells dug and all the equipment that we will need to make these latrines and water sources available for the people of Bolivia. They have been wonderful as far as finding vaccines for polio in third world countries and being able to provide all kinds of funds for that. Our goal for raising funds for Bolivia is $1.5 million. I find that if we, and collectively us as a class, have worked diligently to provide these services for these wonderful people of Bolivia. And at the very least, by raising $1.5 million, we'll be able to get the equipment that we need, hire people if we needed, engineers and those who will be able to help us to provide those means for them. Also be able to help to feed the volunteers. The Rotary Club is great about bringing in money and resources, and especially volunteers. They are fabulous at finding volunteers. They work with outside networks, the church, Salvation Army, WHO, all the international people. They have a district, 5330, that one member, Edwin Marlin, who I have been in contact with, is willing to contact Rotary International and find any other members outside of this district who are willing to come and help. Our efforts are genuine and our concern is vast and wide. We want to help the people of Bolivia, and I hope that you will go and look at the website and help us to raise money for these sweet people of Bolivia. Have a great day. I'm looking forward to hearing all of your comments, and God bless. Bye-bye.